Once again, like, just the fact that he thinks that's gonna do it.
Yeah.
He's not even,
Done.
like, covering it all the way up in the sleeve or anything. He still has his glowing-ass hands lining out.
Just roll down. Done.
Oh, no, generic NPCs.
Oh my.
Assassin's
Oh no,
Creed.
it's Hitman background people. You can't shoot. I think they're fine.
No one do anything. Don't just... Yeah, look at these guys just standing there. Ooh, what is happening
What are you
during
doing?
that scene? Oh, take a shot.
There we go.
Finally.
We must evacuate the residents back to headquarters. Report
Yes.
back as soon as you can, and be careful.
I like that zoom in. And be careful!
There it is.
Yep, another Kyrie. But Nero didn't say it, so we don't take a shot. So, Kyrie is a bad character, but I don't mind the idea of her character, because think about it this way, like I've talked about this before, but every single DMC game has added a new female character.
Yes.
DMC 1 had Trish, DMC 2 had Lucia, DMC 3 had Lady, so DMC 4 we got Kyrie. So we've had like 3 badass warrior demon chicks. And now we have Kyrie, who's just shitty.
Yeah.
She's just a shitty normal person.
I didn't save you because I love you or anything.
So that's fine. We can have a shitty normal person after 3 like fighters.
3 bangers.
I have a sword that revs like a motorcycle. That's so stupid. I think, like, if you look at the item... if you look at the item description for the Red Queen, it's like... because he was using, like, a generic sword earlier that also had a rev, but the Red Queen, which is what his sword is called, is, like, custom made for him. Like, he made, like, modifications to it. And I think the audio description says, like, if anyone else tried using this, it'd just, like, fly out of their fucking hands. And, like, they'd probably kill themselves or something. Only Nero can use this sword. So he's got, his sword is the Red Queen, and his gun is Blue Rose. So, that's stupid. Where the fuck... Game options.
Game on.
Okay, I don't need the tutorial anymore. I don't need it. But there's in a... So the only, like, real thing that you lose by starting a new game is all of the moves I unlocked. Everything else is exactly the same. So the only difference between this and what it would be like if I was playing a new game is it would suck because I wouldn't have all the shit that I'm able to do. It's like it's when I was playing the demo for DMC 5 the first time. I was like, oh no, I don't know how to play as like level 1 Nero. Shit. So fuck it. Just start with the save file that I've already beaten the game on, and I'll just not use the things that you wouldn't have unlocked by this point. So I won't use, like, DT until we unlock it in the story. I won't use, like, stuff you can do with this arm until you unlock it in the story. So Nero's designed not only just as a new character that people who've never played DMC can get behind and be like, okay, I don't need to know fucking this character's backstory because he doesn't really have one. He was invented for this game. I don't need to know, like, the backstory between Dante and Virgil and Mundus and all that shit because we're just playing as Nero. He's a new character. He's also designed in terms of gameplay to be, like, everything Dante could do in DMC 3 but all mushed together. Because in DMC 3, you had all those different styles that you could use. God damn it, I got hit and I didn't like it. I wish I hadn't been. I wish you wouldn't do this. I wish you weren't such a bitch. say? Like, all these different styles that Dante could do. It was a lot. There was a lot to get behind with it, and you had to, like, change it out in between missions, blah, blah, blah. So they're like, well, let's simplify that gameplay style a little bit, so everything Nero can do, he can just do it without needing to make any changes. He doesn't need to, like, go to a fucking divinity statue or beat a level and then switch his style over in order to use a different move. Nero can just do Why'd I skip that cutscene? There's demons dancing down there.
I thought that you were speedrunning for a second.
God damn, I keep forgetting to play this game like I haven't played it a million times before. Everything Nero can do, he can just do it, basically. Like, he's an all-in-one kind of character. So, like, you got your 4-hit combo, you got your delay combos. I love this move. It says so much about Nero's, like, fighting style.
Fighting spirit.
And, like, the circle button, which is the style button that Dante would use, and it would do a lot of different shit, it just is his devil arm, his devil hand, his devil bringer,
His devil fist.
whatever, the fistomatic.
A fistomatic fist instruction.
And he only has these two weapons, the Red Queen and the Blue Rose. That's it. He doesn't unlock any other weapons throughout the entire game. So, it's not like where Dante unlocks new weapons as you go through the game. So, like, you get to the end of the game and you unlock a brand new weapon that you have to learn how to fucking use. It's just like, okay, get used to how the Red Queen works and the Blue Rose, and that's it. That's all you have to do. The only thing Nero unlocks later in the game is his Devil Trigger, which doesn't actually change anything.
Fuck you, chairs.
Fuck chairs.
I sit where I want.
I don't need chairs, just sit.
Jeez, dictating to me where I can sit.
There's just a skull floating
Nah. Crystal Skull Vodka?
in this, like, pillar in this fucking random building that
You know.
anyone could have walked into.
You know.
And Nero looks at this like he's surprised. Like, how do you not know? How do you not know about this stuff in your own hometown? He's like, huh, how interesting.
Look at that.
I got the evil legacy. Okay, then. So now the Devil Bringer, the Devil Bringer, what the fuck is this thing called? Has unlocked the ability to do this.
Hook shot.
Yeah. So you can use this to, like, grab enemies and bring them to you. Which gets into, like, the real key difference in, like, philosophy between the way Nero plays as a character and the way Dante plays as a character. Because Dante is a character who's all about bringing himself to the enemy. So, like, he would use Trickster or Stinger in order to go from one enemy to the or, like, knock the enemy away, and then he goes to them. He goes from where he is to the enemy. But Nero is a character who has the ability to bring the enemy to him. He can reach out and grab the enemy and be like, get over here!
Like Doom. Get over here.
Yes, just like Doom. That's what that line is from.
Yep.
See, like, oh, I knocked
Dangerous.
him away. Fuck you. I can just grab you and bring you back. Fuck it. Fucking like that. Messing up the timing because I'm used to fucking DMC5. I knew this would ruin me.
Atomic. That's not a great one.
Oh yeah, it changes every game, and sometimes they're not great.
Less than optimal. How does that work in Japanese?
Well, they don't know any better. Smoke it!
It's true that in a lot of ways the Japanese don't know what it is.
In most ways. And then we got Smokin' Style! So it went from Smokin' to Smokin' Style. What do you think?
You know.
What do you think Triple S is?
Sexy smoking style.
Sexy smooth. Anyway. So, turning back around into what I was talking about, where Nero is a character kind of designed around the idea that this game is kind of being made for the new audience, right? This game, not that it isn't, but in many ways, it wasn't being made for returning Devil May Cry players. It was being made to entice new Devil May Cry players. But, so that's the difference. This game was made to entice new players, but not to alienate old players, which is a thing that other games that were meant to entice new players didn't understand. It's almost like you can make a game trying to invite new people into the series without making a stupid, weird joke about how shitty the players who actually care about the series and are looking forward to the new release. Some people don't know that.
It's weird.
It's weird is all. Fuck you. But be that as it may, people who are coming from DMC3 to this and being like, who the fuck is this new guy? Who's this weird asshole? I want to play as Dante. Why am I playing as Nilo Angelo? I want to play as Nero Angelo. I want to play as Dante. So Nero was not very popular when DMC4 first came out. Not just because he wasn't Dante, but also because he's kind of a little shit.
He is.
He's kind of a little shit.
The oranges.
Yes. The fruits. And, that's kind of on purpose. He's kind of supposed to be a little shit, but people are like, fuck this Nero guy, he's not Dante, also he's a little shit and I don't like him. I don't want to play as someone who isn't the Dante.
No.
And if I can't play as Dante, why do I have to play as someone who's worse than Dante? Like, Metal Gear Solid 2, this is not. But that same kind of idea, which is play as the new character, who's not as good as the old character. But, the story is about how he's not as good as the old character, though.
Diagram it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a flowchart for you people here. But anyway, who the hell is this guy? Fucking, what's that joke? Or it's no, I think the joke was, when DMC Devil May Cry came out, people changed their minds. So, this game came out, everyone hated Nero. And then DMC Devil May Cry came out, and everyone was like, okay, Nero wasn't that bad after all. It could have been so much worse.
We could have had it so much worse.
All along, Nero wasn't that bad. But when this came out, I didn't mind Nero, the man in the red coat.
Oh, who is
the
he?
mysterious man in the red coat.
His name is Dante.
Dante.
Don't say it.
Dino.
Wow, that's so far away from it.
The mysterious man in the red coat. Dino. Dante in name only.
Sean.
But when this game came out, I didn't mind Nero. You know why I didn't mind Nero? Because I had played Metal Gear Solid 2 and I knew what they were doing.
You got the idea.
I understood, the point. I didn't like Nero, but I didn't mind
But I
Nero.
understood who Nero was.
Yeah, I can sympathize with the plight of Nero. Also, it's really funny that his name is Nero, considering Nello Angelo. Nello Angelo was supposed to have been named Nero Angelo. No, it's not true either.
No. You're lying again.
Once again, I don't know what's happening in the world.
Jimmy, what's happening in the world?
Can I?
That's another fucking reference.
I didn't mind Nero. I didn't like Nero, but I didn't mind Nero. So people went from not liking Nero to being like, okay, Nero's fine. I went from being like, okay, Nero's fine, to fucking loving Nero. The 10 years in between this game coming out and, now look after, or 5 years. This game came out, no one liked Nero. Then DMC Devil May Cry came out, and everyone's like, okay, Nero's fine, after all. This game came out, I thought Nero was fine, DMC Devil May Cry came out, and I was like, oh, Nero's fucking awesome!
Awesome.
Nero's super cool, I love this guy. Look at him. When Nero is confronted with a problem, what does he do?
He becomes a boiler technician. Fuck you.
Shoot it with my gun. He's like, what? I didn't expect that to work.
Oh, well, I see there are a bunch of planks of wood in the cogs. You gotta go through and shoot them all out.
Oh no, Resident Evil. Oh no.
Don't.
Not again. So this game is getting further away from these games just being Resident Evil. Oh, also a mechanic I haven't talked about is okay, actually no. Now's the perfect time. Look at what Nero is fucking wearing.
Oh my god, a petticoat?
Look at that. He's number one, he's got I think the coat has the hoodie or the coat has the hoodie built into it.
Well, it looks to me like that's a separate thing.
Yeah, it looks like it. I think it's so hard to get a good camera angle. Come on.
Nero?
No, I think you're right. I think the hoodie is part of the corset.
You can see the collar of
oh
the
my
jacket.
god, that's even worse! So he's got the jacket on, and then he's wearing some kind of weird corset hoodie. But look at the...
Kinky.
It has two fucking zippers. Look at the two zippers. It upsets me so much that there are two zippers. And then he's got like a tank top or something underneath that.
A wife beater.
And
He's
then
got a
some
crew
kind
neck.
of... Look at that belt buckle. You can see. It's supposed to be a rose, I guess. And then...
He is high-crotched.
Yeah! Look, I think he's wearing assless chaps. Because he's got, like, jeans, and then it becomes, like... Or else a really high-riding boot.
because it is, like, 15 inches of crotch, then pant,
Or,
and
like,
then
what
boots
is
that
that?
go up to his knees.
Something's
Like
going
he's
on
a
here.
sewer worker or something.
It's, like, god damn it. Nero just throws off the entire dichotomy of Dante's fashion sense.
Come on now.
So, the Red Queen has a motorcycle throttle as part of it, and if so there's a button where if you hold it down, you can actually do that. You can actually throttle it. And you have to, like...
does your sword do?
And you have to, like, time it correctly, and if you do, it'll get an exceed gauge.
It'll get you a boost in Mario Kart, but if you do it too soon, you spin out.
And when it's when it's exceeded out, you gain different like attributes to certain moves. Like there's the regular stinger. It's not called stinger when Nero does it, but this is his stinger. And it's a better stinger. I like this stinger because Dante's stinger is just like a stab, but Nero's stinger is a swipe, so it has more of an area of effect. But when you boost your exceed and do the stinger, he does a fire spin with it. And if you boost your exceed to level 2, it's even more. And if you boost it all the way up to 3... 1, 2, 3! He says. And then you got your... and then you got your high time, but then you exceed. And it's even more. Then you exceed to level 2. And it's even more. You exceed to level 3. Oh no. Yeah! And then there's, like a frame-perfect input mechanic where if you hit the exceed button, as soon as the attack animation finishes, it'll automatically fill up a level of exceed. And then there's an even more frame-perfect version where if you hit it, like, right as soon as, like, the exact specific frame, it'll fill up to level 3 all the way automatically. And it's like, goddamn, Nero has some gameplay mechanics going on.
Gee damn.
So that's how they make up for the fact that, like, Nero doesn't get a lot of tools, but there's a lot in his toolkit. He only has 2 weapons, but there's a lot going on with his weapons. Like explosions. for no reason.
Frizz.
And you get so much extra style points for, like, doing attack animations and hitting the exceed. Hitting the, like, true exceed, whatever it's called. Like, if you hit a dude with exceed, you just get so much more style points for it. Shall we dance? There's also a big difference in Nero's taunts versus Dante's taunts. Because all of Dante's taunts are like, yeah, come on, we're having a fight, yo, what's up, my homies? Whereas all of Nero's taunts are kind of like, fuck you. So basically, I'm trying to build up to this idea that, like, Nero is the epitome of... Nero's character, a good way to think of it, is not just Neku, but it's also... I'd rather live 30 years like me than 60 like you, Dad! That is an accurate... If Nero said that, it would not be out of character. Yeah. That is Nero's character. Is, fuck you, Dad! Yeah. But ironically, Nero doesn't know who his dad is. He's an orphan.
Baby daddy.
He's an orphan. Who could his dad be?
Oh.
His mom isn't
important.
His mom isn't important, obviously, because fucking Eva isn't important. I forgot if I talked about that, but I think it's so weird that Eva, like, doesn't matter at all, and, like, everyone's just obsessed with Sparta. I forget if I talked about that. I'm sure I did. But in the same way, no one gives a shit about Nero's mom. I think in the, like, prequel novel for DMC4, they just say that Nero's mom was a prostitute.
No, well.
Which is, like, really fucked up when you think about it. But who's his dad? Who's dad?
Cool guy.
Kills demons and doesn't afraid of anything. There's a lot of backstory that just isn't fucking explained in this game, but those characters that we saw before, Kiri and Credo, are like the children of the people who adopted Nero and like loved him as their own child, and then they died. So now Credo and Kyrie is his only family, so she's kind of his sister. So we got that extra layer of Japanese uncomfortableness to their relationship.
There's plenty of those layers.
Exactly. So here we got the divinity statue, which once again is a lion head with... It's just a lady with tits and a lion head.
She's got booby tits.
But look at how nice it looks in this game.
Yes.
It looks so much nicer than it ever has before.
Best yet.
I wonder if you can tell from this one. I never actually saw it before, but the design in DMC5 makes it very clear that the lion head is not actually her head. Because you look at this and it's like, okay, she's got a weird male lion head.
Yeah, and also boobs.
But she's a woman. So that's weird.
Yep.
Let's buy some gold orbs. Oh, I've already bought everything. That's great.
I like when the different color orbs are different faces.
Oh yeah, that's in DMC 5.
I like that.
They're still all just bailiffs in this game. They're still all just bailiffs.
Bailiffs.
They're really nice looking orbs in this game, though. Like the random orbs that jut out in the old PS2 games. They're like really shitty looking. They're just like 2D sprites.
Yeah.
In this, they look really nice.
They're like trees in Mario 64. It's two sprites crisscrossing.
So we went from a city, a vaguely Eastern European city, to a mining town?
To an Old West style.
Like, what is this place supposed to be?
Where are we?
What happened?
What happened?
Why? So hey, here's this weird big monolith that was also in the middle of town back next to the church, and this giant fire demon just burst out of it.
Well,
so I don't know if we should be concerned about that.
I mean, the people that live there probably should be.
Look at this fucking JoJo moment. Just walking right past each other. Don't even look. Okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
He's like,
Nero the firefighter.
you put out my fire.
Oh, a sign.
That's not cool, dude.
And I
Fire's
said,
bad for the complexion. I burn easily. Never tan. Want to make it another 2000?
I should stop.
So you can also see a clear difference in the way Nero, like, interacts with the bosses compared to how Dante did. Ariel. The fire hell. The fire hell, as opposed to all the other hells.
The water hell.
Yeah, clearly. Fuck you! So, like, Nero's just being an asshole. Okay, so here's something cool. Here's why Nero's awesome. Here's the moment where I was like, okay, Nero's pretty cool. It's when you press the B button after the boss is in a down state, and you get a fucking finishing move. I was like, okay, Nero's super cool. This is something that I wish you could do with Dante. Because if Dante, you just kind of have to just finish them off with a normal fucking attack. And it's like, just, oh, I stingered, and that was the final hit. Good job. But with Nero, if you time it right and you set it up properly, the final attack that you use to kill the boss with can be the Buster, and it looks so cool. It's really hard to do.
Oh yeah, and I looked it up. They're not even trying to pretend this is a real place. It's just a opened up place.
Oh, no one Fortuna? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just fuck you.
Yep.
Damn it.
It's not even based on.
Oh,
like,
yes!
Oh, it's in ancient Italy.
Come on! Fuck you! Oh no! Did that not kill him? Oh, it didn't kill him. Come on, one more, please, please! Yes! There we go. See, that's the stuff you can never do with Dante.
You're just now noticing the arm.
Don't ask. Damn thing drives me crazy.
Glowing blue.
So who do you think he's talking about when he says that? Because every other boss, when they're going like, oh, you're just like that other guy, they're talking about Sparta. But Burial is talking about Dante.
Good name.
Sparta?
Burial.
Burial, yeah. So Nero doesn't kill the bosses. Burial is just like, oh, fuck this, and he goes back. Where'd everyone go? Bingo? But Burial is explicitly referring to Dante. He going, you're just like he was. And he's talking about Dante.
You're just like it.
You're just like that other guy. Who's that other guy? Oh, you know, the other guy with demon power and white hair.
Oh, that one. Nice sunset.
Red sky at night. Sailor's delight. Red-
Sunny delight.
Red sky in the morning. Sailor's morning. Oh shit, son!
It goes both ways.
And the reason that Burial is talking about Dante is because Burial is the son of Mundus. It is explicitly revealed somewhere because the wiki says so. And the wiki wouldn't say it if it wasn't true.
The off-brand comics that were made in
Yeah,
the late 90s.
the DMC3 prequel manga. I don't fucking know. Say that Burial is Mundus's son. So of course Burial wouldn't be talking about Sparta, he'd be talking about the dude who killed his dad. Like, ah, Dante killed my dad. I guess he was cool or whatever.
He was like a badass.
I'm the conqueror of the fire hell.
You know, the fire.
And then so the son of Mundus fights Nero. The son of the guy who Dante killed is fighting Nero. gestures.
Gesticulation.
I'm just saying.
And such.
The white thing. The white wing. Why the fuck?
Having a bit of a brain shit.
Oh, here's the Divinity statue again. Let's try and get a look at those tits. I really like how high quality the Divinity statue looks.
Yeah,
nice.
this game looks really nice. That's...
Yeah, like we went from DMC3, which was PS2 textures, the game. Like that game looks good for a PS2 game, but hot shit is it a PS2 game?
Yeah.
To this, and like, damn, did Capcom take advantage of the next gen fucking technology that the Xbox 360 had to offer. This game looks really nice, and you know what? It looks better than almost every other Xbox 360 era game, because it's not just fucking bloom and brown.
Yeah.
There's actual colors. This game has fucking colors in
Look
it.
at some green.
It looks really nice.
The fucking Call of Duty, when I saw this fucking trailer and I saw a blade of grass and I lost my fucking shit.
Look at the fish swim away from you using mystical AI technology that's never been seen in a video game before.
My god.
But yeah, like, this game looks really nice. I know it's, like, weird to say that now, like, after fucking DMC5 has been out.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, so the fucking, the bar has been raised. But considering this game came out in 2008 or whatever, this game looks really fucking nice.
Yeah, it does.
And then consider that DMC Devil May Cry came out after this game.